Hello, it is Riley with the U.M.I channel. Without any delay, I'm going to get into the test. I prefer to do things on my own rather than with others. I definitely agree with this one. I prefer to do things on my own. I prefer doing things the same way. For instance, my morning routine or trip to the supermarket. Although I do enjoy things being the same, I don't like change all too much. I do believe you're going to need change in there, especially with that type of thing, or else you're going to get very, very bored very, very fast. So I'm going to have to do slightly disagree. I find myself becoming strongly absorbed in something or even obsessional. Most of the time, I don't, and it really depends on what it is, so I'm still going to have to do definitely disagree. But then again, if it's something I enjoy doing, like at all, I'll definitely become obsessed with it. So I'm gonna do slightly disagree. I'm very sensitive to noise and will wear earplugs or cover my ears in certain situations. I've never really done this before, but it definitely does affect my performance if there's noise around me and I'm trying to focus on something. So I'm going to do slightly disagree. Sometimes people say I am being rude, even though I think I am being polite. Now, I've had this happen to me like twice, but I don't believe it happens any other time, so I'm going to do slightly disagree. I find it easy to imagine what characters from a book might look like, unless they give very vague or just incorrect details. I'm usually able to visualize what a character might look like decently easily. But I'm very imaginative when it comes to things like that, so definitely agree with that one. I find it easy to talk to groups of people. No, very introverted. I am more interested in finding out things about people. No, I am more interested in finding out about things than people. Yes, as I said at the last question, I am very introverted. So I'm going to have to definitely agree with this one. I find numbers, dates, strings of information fascinating. Um, it really depends on the topic, but either way I'm going to have to slightly disagree. I prefer non-fiction books and films to fiction. Hmm. Not necessarily. I do like a really good fiction book. I'm very into superheroes and all that. I find it upsetting if my daily routine is upset or changed. Not necessarily. I don't have much of a daily routine anyways. But um yeah, it's really no comment on that. It's difficult for me to understand people's facial expressions and body language. No, I am a very good body language reader. I'm very able to tell what people might be thinking or feeling. I don't have any problems making small talk with new people. Disagree with that one. I am horrible at new people. Very introverted. Prefer to staying with the same group of people. I notice very small changes in a person's appearance. If it's something small, like maybe, I don't know, a different hairstyle, unless it's like crazy. If they like got a haircut, I probably wouldn't really notice. But sometimes I do. I zone in on the most random things for no particular reason. So I'm going to do slightly disagree. When I was young, I used to play lots of pretend or imaginary games. Absolutely, I sometimes still do stuff like that for fun. I like collecting information about things that I am interested in. I definitely agree with this one. I love learning new things about the things I already love. I like meeting new people. Definitely disagree. No comment on that one. People close to me say I talk about the same things repeatedly. I've never had this happen to me, so I am going to do slightly disagree just in case it has, and I have bad memory. Because that seems like something I would forget about. I find it easy to work out what people are feeling or thinking just by looking at their facial expressions. I definitely agree with that one. I'm very good at telling body language, as I said. Question 20. New social situations make me feel anxious. Definitely agree with that one. It's important to me to carefully plan any activities I'm going to do. I definitely disagree with this one. I'm a go with the flow guy. I don't really care what happens. I find it hard to work out what people's intentions are. I definitely disagree with this one as well, as I have made it very clear in the past questions. I'm good at reading body language and voice language and tones. I would find it really hard to play imaginary games with children, although I don't mean any offense to anybody, but this generation of children are really annoying. But if it's people like my brothers who are less annoying because I have taught them to be small little giga chads, then I would find it decently easy to play with them. And I do know a few children that are like that as well, but I find it decently easy to play with them. But I'm going to do slightly disagree just because most of them aren't my friends. I am a good diplomat and can help ease difficult or social or work situations. Now I'm going to have to do slightly agree with this one because I'm usually able to ease a situation unless it is the U.M.I friend group. Other than that, I have been pretty good at helping people calm down. I'm often the last person to understand a joke. Considering CBGs in our friend group, I'm going to have to hit definitely disagree. I like doing things spontaneously. I don't care what happens too much, but if it's something like going to an event and it's sprung on me at the last second, I will definitely be very annoyed, so I'm going to do slightly agree. If I'm interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. Not necessarily. It really depends on what it is. If it's something restart. If I'm interrupted doing something, I find it hard to get back to what I was doing beforehand. It depends on what it is, but most of the time, yes. So I'm going to slightly agree. I notice patterns in things all the time. Sometimes, but I do also fail to see patterns. I have some very strong interests, and it can get upset if I can't pursue them. I don't get too upset, but it depends on what it is. But I will get a little upset if I can't do what I want to do. I can tell if someone I am talking to is getting bored. I'm not even going to explain it why, because if you weren't paying attention in the video, that is on you. Definitely agree. Anyway. Alright. Thank you for watching. I will not be taking any questions as to why I made this video. Goodbye. Have a great day.